latest attempt at convincing companies to stay in the UK comes from Finance Minister George Osborne. Now, the current corporate tax rate in the UK is 20%, but in a newspaper interview, Osborne is now suggesting lowering that rate to below 15%. Now, that would be among the lowest of any major economy. Taking a look globally, that compares to the US, where the rate is 40%. China has a corporate rate of 25%. But moving to Europe, Germany's tax rate is almost 30%. France's rate is just over. So certainly compared to other major European economies, Britain's rate at 15% would be half of those figures.
I think really that's the least of Mr Osborne's problems at the moment. I think it's in both parties' interest to come to some form of trade deal. And ultimately, even if Mr Osborne does cut corporation tax to 15%, as is mooted, it will still be above Ireland's corporation tax of 12.5%. So I think Mr Osborne needs to move on. He needs to look far longer term and not worry too much about what other EU leaders may think about that.
Multinationals like Vodafone, which has already said it's considering moving its global headquarters from London since the Brexit. HSBC, which has been holding talks to move its headquarters back to Hong Kong. That was even before the Brexit vote came about. Then there's the likes of EasyJet, which is reportedly planning on locating its headquarters to somewhere in Europe.